Hello YouTube, Professor Kadra here. Welcome to Tobacco 110, Tobacco Processing. Pipe tobacco does not go directly from the field into your pipe. Before tobacco becomes pipe tobacco, it undergoes a variety of processing methods. Understanding these processes helps explain why different tobaccos taste the way they do. Curing is a word you're going to come across in various tobacco descriptions. That's the process by which the harvested tobacco leaves are dried and prepared for further processing. There's 4 primary curing methods: flue curing, air curing, fire curing, and sun curing, and each produces different characteristics in the leaf. So flue curing, the tobacco is hung up in a barn with open doors, and it's heated to dry the tobacco with flues, metal pipes where that heat runs through, heats the barn, and those fires are outside the barn. This is most commonly associated with Virginia tobacco. It include the characteristics of flue curing often include high sugar content, natural sweetness, and bright flavors. Thus,
so it's cured, it's dried out by proximity to this metal pipe that's got heat.
Yes. Then there's air curing, used primarily for burley. The tobacco's hung up in the barn with open doors, and it's just
air dried,
left to air dry,
like clothesline.
Yep. Often produces low sugar content and nutty and earthy flavors. There's fire curing, which uses hardwood smoke during the curing. So rather than heating with flues, there's actual hardwood fires in the barn underneath the tobacco. A series of small little fires.
In contact with the leaves.
Smoke is the smoke itself is coming in contact with the leaf in this case. Exactly. Dark Fire Kentucky and Latakia both rely on fire curing. It often produces smokiness and savory notes. And finally, there's sun curing, which is used primarily for Oriental tobacco, which is what it sounds like. It's not in the barn; it's just out in the sunlight.
So maybe more of the clothesline for that one.
That's more accurate to a real clothesline situation. Yeah. That usually produces delicate, spicy, and aromatic flavors.
And I just want to say too, I mean, might be obvious, but all the tobacco has to be cured because you're not getting green leaf fresh tobacco.
All the tobacco is cured.
It's all cured.
It's all cured. It may not have fermented or undergone any other processing, but it's cured.
It's always funny to me when I watch videos about tobacco farming or anything, pictures, videos. And I see these green leaves. I'm like, what's that? That's not tobacco.
Right.
Because really, tobacco brown is used in marketing and stuff. Tobacco is this, we think of it as this brown color.
Yeah.
And other colors as well, but brown, but that's a dried leaf.
Yeah, that's the cured
it's
tobacco.
It's a green leaf originally.
Yeah. Another process that tobacco undergoes is fermentation. That occurs when there's certain chemical and biological changes going on to the tobacco. And the fermentation can reduce harshness, deepen flavors, develop complexity. Perique is probably the best example of heavily fermented tobacco.
So they stick that in barrels, right? And just
let
it kind of get all, and it comes out all wet and black.
Yeah, it's under immense pressure, and it undergoes anaerobic fermentation without oxygen. Many pipe tobaccos are pressed under pressure. That's known as pressing. Pressing can marry flavors together, can alter the burning characteristics, can encourage further fermentation. Pressed tobacco can later be cut into flakes, coins, plugs, cakes. There's also stoving, which stoving exposes tobacco to heat in a controlled environment. It often darkens the leaf, increases sweetness, reduces sharpness, and stoved Virginias are a common example of this process.
I don't understand really the difference between curing and stoving. The first 2 cures that aren't air cured and sun cured, but the ones how is that different than stoving?
I think it's just a
separate process.
It's a separate process, and the processes for developing various things are gonna. I don't think there's exactly
it could be sun cured first and then stoved later.
Yeah, in theory.
Right.
I don't know that particular sequence would happen so much.
Right.
Because I don't know that you would stove Orientals, which is really the ones that get sun cured over in the Mediterranean kind of area where it grows.
But it seems like it's subjected to more heat than the curing.
And more heat than the curing process. Yeah, you can think of it
if it darkens the leaf, it's like a
yeah,
burning it a little with it. It's cooking it a little.
It is. It is. It definitely is. Yeah. brings us to Cavendish, which is not a type of tobacco leaf, but it refers to tobacco that's undergone a specific processing method. Various tobaccos, most commonly Virginia or Burley, may be processed into Cavendish.
That's crazy because Virginia and Burley are so different,
Yeah.
but they can both be Cavendish.
Yeah.
So it's like...
It's just the process that they undergo. And it often produces increased sweetness, softer flavors, and a cooler smoking experience. And a common example of it would be black Cavendish.
Yeah.
And that's often flavored.
It's what all your aromatics taste like.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. Yeah, like you said, Virginia and Burley are quite different,
They're
but they can both become Cavendish because it's all about that process. And I don't think there's a specific exact Cavendish process. The various producers probably have their own
way of
kind
doing
of like
it.
proprietary
Right.
method. But essentially, it's usually heat, maybe some steam, pressure.
Yeah, you'll know when you experience Cavendish. You'll know it when you see it.
Yeah.
And you taste it, but I don't quite know what that process is. But apparently, that process is everything. Which proof is that it can come from either Virginia or Burley leaf, which are very different, but comes out kind of the same in the end.
Yeah.
When it's processed.
Yep. All right. Until next time. Thanks for watching.